Hong Kong is one of the most densely populated cities in the world that has always prided itself on its politeness. But as the city grows in limited space, is the ex-British colony losing its respect for its fellow citizens?
叫我哋做嘢點，佢都冇講冇意思啦。
我哋個社會急速發展嘅時候，即係人與人之間嗰個疏離感會比較大啦。
In this month, Hong Kong Inquirer, we explore whether people are getting less polite, or is it just the way people perceive politeness that has changed?
Hong Kong's mass transit railway, one of the world's most efficient public transport systems. It's also a place that tests people's patience and politeness. These MTR scuffles caught on cell phones and posted online are easy to find on the internet.
The Oxford English Dictionary defines polite as having or showing behavior that is respectful and considerate of other people. But on the MTR, respect and consideration can be in short supply.
One sign is not letting passengers get off first before entering the compartment. This is rather common. Some passengers wait patiently, or they wait for a bit and then their patience runs out. Others just barge in. But there is something more upsetting. We followed a 9-month pregnant lady as she rode the MTR on a normal day. We wanted to see for ourselves how people reacted to her clear need for a seat. She had told us in her experience of riding the public transport in Hong Kong, few people would offer her a seat. At first, no one seemed to notice her need, until about 5 minutes later. But as we tried a couple more times, there were no more offers. It was getting more and more crowded as people got off work, and more difficult for those who have seats to see her tummy. But then none of those who stood around her asked if she needed help to find a seat. This elderly lady only got a seat when someone got off the train. We tried other public transportation. It was worse because the bus was so unstable. Priority seats at the front were all occupied. Apparently, people could see her tummy, yet it occurred to no one to offer their seats sooner than she found one at the back.
What is presumed to be a common courtesy to offer seats to people in need doesn't seem so common anymore.
我哋個社會急速發展嘅時候，即係人與人之間嗰個疏離感會比較大啦。
好多嘢就自己 occupy 咗咯嚇，譬如坐個地鐵都仲有好多隻嘢要諗嚇，我要做乜做乜嚇，要聯絡邊個，於是可能對周圍環境嗰種嘅察覺啊，嗰種嘅觀察少咗嘅話咧，係咯，亦都令至到嚇個關顧會少咗啊咁。
A survey done by the Hong Kong Polytechnic University last August showed more than half of the 400 people interviewed said they believed over-obsession with mobile devices was the main reason why people don't give seats in public transportations. There are more signs of people being inconsiderate of others.
I'm standing here near a zebra crossing which has zigzag lines and there are no traffic lights. According to the Transport Department, these markings tell drivers that they need to give way to the pedestrians on the crossing if there are pedestrians.
But half the times, vehicles do not stop. Hong Kong people also seem to smile less. Last year, a survey with 2,000 undercover shoppers visiting stores in the city found less than half of the shop assistants smiled to the customers. Hong Kong ranked 39th out of 41 countries in the international survey. Professor Tom was also wondering why some of her younger colleagues show no facial expression when they saw each other in the office corridor.
有陣時我就會諗，我係咪透明嘅咧？咁嚇，即係面對面啊，經過都嚇，明明係即係啦 office 嘅同事啫喎，咁嚇有陣時嚇面對面見到嚇，點解都唔打個招呼，唔笑一笑，起碼笑一笑啊咁啦嚇。
我自己就會覺得係少咗啲禮貌嚇嘅用語啦。我哋個社會急速發展嘅時候，即係人與人之間嗰個疏離感會比較大啦，速度快咗啦。因為用敬語，我哋好多時睇到啲禮貌用語咧，通常都係令你嘅語句會比較長啲嘅，用多啲時間同人溝通，表示你嘅誠意。咁啊時間唔夠嘅話，咁啊講嘢講快咗啦。
我知道地下冇人陪㗎，唔好擺喺台度，食嘢擺喺台度，部機袋翻好佢。
譬如我哋有好多時，你會見到早上你會同鄰居打招呼嘅，但係而家咧你喺電梯度見到，即係就算住喺一齊好耐嘅鄰居咧，你都未必會理佢嘅。
One may argue, not saying hi to your neighbor is not a big deal. Not giving a seat is something trivial. But consider this, what if the future generation of Hong Kong are still living in a society where people don't smile to each other and the community remains nonchalant to each other's benefit? In fact, it is happening.
A recent survey showed that 70% of the parents in Hong Kong think that their children are polite. But the same survey also said half of the people interviewed on the street perceive Hong Kong kids to be impolite.
公共交通工具上面，如果得一個位咧，大人通常會俾個小朋友坐嘅。咁跟住咧，到佢某個年紀，大到某個年紀嘅時候咧，突然間大人又話翻俾佢聽，你要讓座位俾人㗎咁就佢會 confuse 啦，係咯。咁以前唔係有位係我坐嘅咩？點解而家又要我讓個位俾人坐咧？咁又或者係爸爸媽媽叫小朋友同叔叔講早晨啦，跟住個叔叔就會話係咁噶啦，小朋友未瞓醒，怕醜啊，唔緊要咁佢咪覺得甩爛咯咁。
現代嘅年輕人佢哋即係兄弟姊妹都較少咁變咗即係人同人嘅接觸互相嗰種關心溝通都少咗嘅話，再加上科技嘅發展咧，亦都令到佢同人嘅接觸少咗，同埋即係科技嘅語言咧係要快嘅、短嘅、簡單嘅。
And that, Professor Tom was concerned, would make young people care less and less about others.
With increased stress on the working population and an over-obsession in this connected city to always engross yourself with a smartphone, it appears Hong Kong is on the verge of losing its long-held politeness reputation. The question remains as to whether this movement can be reversed in the years to come. For the Hong Kong Inquirer, I'm Andrea Den.